Have you ever stared at your phone, reading the same message? Again and again, trying to understand what changed. He was warm, present, interested, and then suddenly, he WA sends single quotes T, and now your mind won't stop. Did I say something wrong? Was I too much? Did I scare him away? Why does he feel different? You replay conversations in your head. You analyze every word, every pause, every delay. And the silence feels louder than anything he ever said. It's not just confusion. That quiet panic in your chest, that feeling that you're about to lose something before you even understand what it was. And the hardest part? You don't even know if you should wait, reach out, or just disappear. So you stay in between. OVERTINKING. Hurting. Quietly. If you've ever felt like this, then this isn't just about him. There's something deeper happening here. First, I want you to pause. And just breathe for a moment, because what you're feeling right now makes sense. You're not overreacting. You're not being too emotional. You're not weak. You're responding exactly how a human nervous system responds to uncertainty. Connection creates safety. And when that connection becomes unpredictable, your body doesn't see it as a small issue. It sees it as a threat, not because you're desperate, but because you're wired for attachment, for closeness, for emotional consistency. So when someone pulls away, your mind tries to close the gap. It searches for answers. It tries to regain control. That's why you feel the urge to text again. To fix it. To understand. Not because you lack value, but because your system is trying to restore safety. And most women never hear this part. They blame themselves. They think, if I were enough, he wouldn't pull away. But this isn't about your worth. It's about emotional dynamics you were never taught to see. Here's the part no one talks about. When a man pulls away, it often has less to do with what you did and more to do with how the dynamic feels. Attraction doesn't just grow from connection. It grows from emotional space, from polarity. From the feeling of discovering someone, not managing them. And sometimes, when things start to feel too certain, too quickly, a man doesn't interpret that as safety. He experiences it as pressure, not because you're doing something wrong, but because emotional pacing matters most. Women think, if I show more love, more care, more effort, he will feel it and come closer. But attraction doesn't respond to effort alone. It responds to energy. And there's a difference between giving and trying to secure a feeling. Between presence and subtle control. And he feels that difference, even if you never say a word. Now, this doesn't excuse inconsistency. It doesn't justify emotional unavailability, but it explains something important. His distance is not always a reflection of your worth. Sometimes it's a reflection of how the connection feels to him. And this is where everything shifts. Because if you misunderstand this, you will try to fix something that was never broken in you. When you feel him pulling away, your instinct is to move closer. To reach out. To clarify. To reconnect. It feels natural. But here's what most women don't realize. The moment you start trying to fix his distance, you step out of your emotional center. And into fear. And fear has a very specific energy. It doesn't say, I care about you. It quietly communicates, I need this to be okay, so I can feel okay. And that changes everything. Because now, the connection isn't flowing. It's being managed. And he feels that. Not logically. Emotionally. The more you try to pull him back, the more the dynamic tightens. The more you explain, the less mystery remains. The more you chase clarity, the more he feels the need for space. It's not because you're doing something wrong. Dot. It's because attraction needs room to breathe, and chasing closes that space slowly, quietly, without you even noticing, until one day you're the only one holding the connection together, and that's exhausting. This is why trying harder often leads to feeling less chosen, not because you're not enough, but because effort without emotional grounding loses its power. Now let's look at something differently. The silence, the thing that makes you feel the most anxious, is actually giving you the most truth. Silence is not empty. It's information. It shows you who reaches out without being reminded, who stays consistent without being asked. Who values the connection without pressure. But when you rush to fill the silence, you interrupt that clarity. You replace truth with temporary comfort, and you lose the chanchero. See who he really is. Most women see silence and think, I'm being ignored. But what if silence is revealing something? Something honest. Something unfiltered. This is where your identity begins to shift. From, why am I not enough for him? To, is this enough for me? That question changes everything. Because now, you're not trying to be chosen. You're observing whether he is choosing you. And that's power. Quiet power. The kind that doesn't chase, but sees clearly. There's a subtle line between giving from love and giving from fear. And most women cross it without even realizing. You reply quickly, not because you want to, but because you're afraid of losing momentum. You stay available. Even when you feel uncertain. You give more attention, more understanding, more patience, hoping it will stabilize the connection. But here's the truth that feels uncomfortable. When access is always available, without consistency in return, it stops being valued. Not because you're not valuable, but because human psychology responds to what feels earned. And when you overgive, you remove the space for him to step forward. You carry the emotional weight of the entire connection, and slowly, you start abandoning yourself, your needs, your boundaries, your emotional pace, all in the hope that he will meet you there. But self-respect doesn't look like overgiving. It looks like balance. It looks like presence. Without pressure. It looks like openness. Without self-abandonment. And most importantly, it looks like knowing when to step back. Without anger, without drama. Just clarity. Here's the shift most women resist. Because it feels unfamiliar at first. Choosing standards over attachment. Not because you don't care, but because you care about yourself too. Standards are not ultimatums, not demands. They're quiet decisions. Internal boundaries that say, I don't chase inconsistency. I don't stay where I feel confused. I don't shrink to be chosen. And the powerful part? You don't need to announce them. You live them. If someone shows up with clarity, you meet them there. If they show up with distance, you don't run after them. You step back into yourself. And observe. Because real connection doesn't require you to convince someone. It requires alignment. And alignment doesn't create anxiety. It creates ease. This is where emotional maturity lives. Not in controlling outcomes, but in choosing what feels healthy over what feels familiar. Even if familiar feels harder to let go. So what is the real power move? It's not a message. It's not a strategy. It's not pretending you don't care. It's something much quieter than that. You stop reacting. Not because you're playing a game, but because you're grounded. You let him be who he is. Without trying to adjust him, you allow space. Without filling it. You continue your life, your routines, your peace, without making him the center of your emotional state. And if he comes back, You don't melt into relief. You don't ignore what happened. You stay present. Calm. Aware. And you look at his actions. Not his words. You let consistency prove itself, not once, but over time. And if that consistency isn't there, you don't fight. You don't beg. You don't try to fix it. You simply don't move toward it. That's power. Not loud. Not aggressive. Just unshakable. Because now you're not trying to be loved. You're allowing love that meets you. At some point. You stop asking, how do I make him love me? And you start asking, does this love feel right to me? And that question brings you back to yourself. You realize you were never too much. You were never not enough. You were just trying to hold on to something that wasn't holding you the same way. And now you don't chase. You don't overthink every silence. You don't lose yourself in someone else's uncertainty. Stay. With yourself, with your standards. With your calm. And from that place, something changes. You don't attract confusion anymore. You recognize it and walk away from it. Gently. Quietly. Without needing closure. Because you already have it. Within you. And when the right kind of love comes, it doesn't make you question your worth. It doesn't make you anxious. It doesn't make you chase. It meets you. Clearly. Consistently. Calmly. And you'll know. Not because you're trying to feel it, but because for the first time, you're not trying at all. Just breathing. Just being. Just at peace.